mall ninja wannabe or whatever. Not really, but I've had so many people request it. They've seen the 44 Magnum Desert Eagle that we did, and just get a 50, get a 50. It's not a 50, get a 50. It's not a Desert Eagle unless it's a 50. And so, okay, I'm trying the 50, and I never fired one. So, I needed to put that on my resume. I fired a 50 AE Desert Eagle. So here we are with it. And again, we appreciate Bud sending us this thing. They're not cheap. Things are around 1,800 MSRP. Well, I don't know what the MSRP is actually, but they $1,790 or something like that. A lot of money, okay? They're not $3 or they're not $400. They're on up there. So big cartridge. And like I say, this one's the Mark 19, not to be confused with the grenade launcher, the belt-fed grenade launcher Mark 19. This is a magazine-fed grenade launcher, okay? And you'll see that when you start seeing these rounds go in. Wow. And this is their pack of grenades. They go right there. 50 caliber, that's pretty big. You folks up in Kentucky, my relatives, that's almost half an inch, 50 caliber. So pretty big diameter. Let's just go ahead and fire a couple of these things. And we have a target-rich environment in honor of this baby. You might have noticed. Let's just start bowling a little bit first, though. Ka-chunk. See if it'll roll a bowling pin. Ooh, boy. Get those ears in tight, everybody. There's a little water in that thing. Yeah, I think so. Woo! There's another bowling pin. Yeah, it takes them off, doesn't it? Wow. And look, somebody put a pumpkin up on that barrel. Whoa! Didn't even knock it off. Well, I might have a solution for that. Oh well, all the water's gone. Let's shoot that guy. Oh boy. The rounds are only a couple dollars, $2.50 a shot, so we'll just shoot as many as we want, right? So yeah, those are grenades being launched, no doubt about it. Interesting firearm. I mean, no matter how much you want to hate on a Desert Eagle, they seem to be made well. And I could take it apart, I guess. I don't know if you want to see that or not. I'll fumble around with it a little bit here before we blast some other things here. The way you do that is make sure it's unloaded, pull the trigger, and cock it to the first click there. Safety on. And then you push the button here, push down the lever. Over there, and the barrel wants to pop right off. These are very interesting. I won't go into a lot of the stuff I did on the first one with the 44 Magnum. You can check out that video. I'll try to remember to put a link to it. But the history of the company and all that, I talked about in that. And this one is different. It's, it's 50, and it's a newer one, the Mark 19. That was a Mark 7, the other one, I believe. But you notice, again, the barrel, that is the barrel of the firearm. And it has a little hole there. I don't know if you can see that. I think I pointed that out in the earlier videos, but there's a little hole there at the bottom of the chamber, and that's the gas port basically. So when you fire it, the gas goes down into that, and up under the barrel there's a channel inside the barrel, and you see how that's put together there. It comes out right there against this gas piston right here, which forces the slide back. Okay, so we'll pick up another round. You got springs there. So pretty interesting how that works. It just pushes the slide back, more like a rifle. I won't take that off, I guess no need to now. You got your dual springs there. I've had it apart several times, but and it's an incredible system. It's more like a rifle system, and along the same lines, that barrel, it reminds you of, with that lug, those lugs on that bolt, reminds you of an AR almost, doesn't it, the way it locks up. So interesting system, no doubt about it. But it tends to work pretty well. See if I can get her back together. She's definitely not loaded. So I'll do this. Let's see, you need to push forward on that, and then there we go. When you get it flush there, you push that lever back up. Okay. There we go. All right. Safety was on. There we go. Big monstrosity. You know, these things have been around since the late 80s. And, you know, Magnum Research Incorporated came up with them. They went through a lot of changes. They were made over by IMI, Israeli Military Industries, and IWI, and then moved back to this country and were manufactured by different companies. But they've always been, you know, an MRI invention. And now they are owned by Cor, and you know, they're still making the things in all sorts of configurations. Big, well, I started to say beautiful, dare I say beautiful, but big gold plated models and everything. At the where was it, NRA meeting, I guess, or SHOT Show, NRA meeting, I think. I talked to Justin Moon about these things, and he said, yeah, just let me know which one you want to try out. He'd send any of them. And I kind of forgot about it for a while, and then it hit me. And I went back to their website and looked around and said, we got to get one of these. Got the ammo in, and I thought, well, you know, some of those are pretty wild looking. Why don't I just get one that looks nice, that might be one you'd actually buy, you know, that I might buy if I wanted a Desert Eagle. And I just decided on this one, but I said, well, I'll just go to the Buds, you know, get it from Buds, and it'll, you know, go up on the e-gunner auction. So anyway, but they're an amazing creature. Let's fire some more. I've got a couple. Now it comes with one magazine, okay? And John and I bought a couple just so we'd have it. John thinks he might want one someday, okay? That's how strange he is. So if he does, he'll have a couple of magazines. But it just comes with one magazine, so that's what we'll send back with it. So let's shoot a couple more of these things. We've not had too much trouble with it at all. Probably had a couple or 3 malfunctions maybe. And I think a couple of those I was not really limp wristing, but you better have a hold of it really good. So I kind of blame it on that. One of them on that, and then the first one was in the first magazine. So I think it was brand new. So I don't know, but generally it's been doing fine. Been doing fine. So we'll see how it does. Magazine holds 7 rounds. It's a big old 2x4 looking thing, and it feels a little bit like that, but other than the weight, it doesn't feel horrible. Okay, I mean it is kind of blocky, but the rubber grips, you know, help a lot. And I guess we ought to take out a watermelon, see if it's watermelon worthy. 50 caliber. I believe it worked. There's another 2-liter. Oh man, there's one sitting by that garbage can. Let's take him out. Oh, boy, some concussion. Let me shoot this paper target. I'm just going to probably put 1 round on it. All right. Let's do it with one hand. All right. Boom. I always want to get my ears in tight before I shoot. Well, I put another one on it. What the heck? All right, bullseye. I can't shoot the steel targets. The damage would be, I don't know. Well, I don't know. It'd be a real test for AR-500, wouldn't it, at this close range? But I don't know if I would trust it. You know, not sending some of it back to me and John. Let's see. Now I've got an old diesel fuel can there that's got dirt in it and crud, and I've been meaning to toss it or do something with it. So I've been saving it for a video at some point. All right. Okay. I think some of the water had leaked out. She's empty. Never fear. I have more ammo. Ka-chunk. All right, I'm going to try those 2 liters there. Wow, man, what a blast. There's another bowling pin. Let's take him out. Rolled him. Okay, we got enough to try the gong, don't we? Let's try the gong. Now it shoots a little high to a point of aim, So I got to hold under it. Did you notice how fast it got there? It's a 300 grain bullet, and it was there immediately. I might just try a goat. Yeah, I think going high. Let's go high on me. So I would have to get it zeroed in and the sights I want and everything if I were going to buy something like this to hunt with, as far as any precision, type shooting, if that's possible with something like this. And actually it is. I do think that I hit the 230 yard gong with the 44 Magnum. This one, it would take some practice because you have such blast with it that it really makes you want to flinch. It just does, the muzzle brake and everything. So you'd have to get used to it. And it just, we don't have a ton of ammo. We've got enough for, a couple, 3 videos, but I didn't want to just stand out here and shoot, 50 and 100 rounds, trying to get good with it necessarily before I send it back. We'll let whoever buys it get good with it. Okay. But, it is interesting. I'll have to say, Desert Eagle, man. Let's see. Let's load up some more ammo. Empty magazines. Look at these big monsters. Oh boy. It's a big round. And if you want the biggest round you can find, a semi-automatic handgun, I guess this is one of them. There's only 2 or 3 guns, I think, chambered in this thing, and this is one of them. This round came around in, I think, around 89, along in there. And this was the first firearm, chambered in it, the Desert Eagle. And, of course, a lot of people think that anytime they see a Desert Eagle, it's a 50 AE. But that's not the case. The thing's available in several calibers. I think this one in 357 Magnum, 44 Magnum, and then 50 AE. I believe that's all. But again, check the website. There are so many different configurations of these things. Huge big barrels and all sorts of things. Just whatever you might need, whatever you think you could find a holster for, right? Need. Did you notice I said need? Oh, big old round. I like big rounds. Big lead, heavy lead. So this is kind of right up my alley. I'm still not sure, though, about the firearm. The verdict is still out for me. I don't know that I will need to own one of these. In fact, I may let John trade me out of the 44 Magnum. I don't really have a lot of use for it in the Desert Eagle. I have too many firearms that I enjoy, and this one's not high on the list, but it's an interesting firearm. And in that sense, it is high on the list. It was high on the list because we have so many requests for it to shoot a 50, And I had never shot a 50, Desert Eagle, just like I had never shot a 500 Smith & Wesson Magnum until I shot a 500 Smith & Wesson Magnum. Okay, now I've shot a 500 Smith & Wesson Magnum. So you have to do it before you have that experience. That was pretty profound, wasn't it? So now I've done it. Shot one. Will have shot one. Whatever, a couple 100 times probably. So I'll be an expert, right? Doesn't take much to be an expert. Okay, let's shoot it some more. Quit yakking. Got 3 magazines here. Oh man, we got a couple of things. We didn't want to spare the targets now since we have all this power. Not that it's really any more powerful, of course, than 500 Magnum or a 4570. Some stuff I shoot all the time. I shoot some really warm 45 Colt rounds, in my Marlins and so. But it's big for a handgun. It's a big round. It's a lot of power for a semi-automatic handgun. Let's put it that way. Especially a really cute semi-automatic handgun. I mean, that's a good-looking handgun. I guess I'm getting sick in my old age. It actually is not as bad looking, really, as as the Desert Eagle used to be to me. I think it's because I like brushed brushed stainless. it looks about as good, in my opinion, as a Desert Eagle can look. How's that for being political? All right. So, yeah, as I was saying, we got some targets here that we spared no expense or time, right? We have a drum, an empty garbage can. So let's shoot the empty garbage can. Oh, it wasn't empty. I'll be darned. It was full of water. Well, wouldn't you guess? Wouldn't you guess? Oh, I almost pulled up to shoot the cowboy. Let's get this, well, let's go ahead with let's get the watermelon here. I'm going to back up a little bit. Let's see if he'll explode like the other one. Probably drench us, John. Nice, nice. And I probably have one round. Oh, I know what I'll do. I'll do a tactical reload. Get a full mag out. And I'll have 8 rounds. That's the way I would carry it. I might just do that. I might just get me a shoulder holster and carry one of these babies. All right, let's try those. Oh, I don't want to get any closer. Let's try the cinder blocks. All right. I'll get my ears in good and tight. What happened to the top block? Okay. Didn't take a full magazine that time. Well, let's just go back over there and take a couple shots at the ram again. He thinks he's gotten away from these 300 grain bullets. And maybe he has. We'll see. There we go. In a cloud of dust. And one more on the gong. The last one. Wow. I tell you, that is I won't say it's a thing of beauty, but with that action open, there's something about it. I guess because it represents so much power. I mean, most of us shooters still have a lot of kid in us, of course. I don't live and breathe, the power factor and got to have the hottest 44 Magnums all the time, like some people do. Whenever they shoot a 44, it's not a 44 unless you're trucking it 1,600 feet per second, all that kind of thing. But there is something kind of interesting when you have a handgun or rifle or anything that just does have massive power. I don't like muzzle brakes and compensators, generally speaking, but I think it does help. But boy, you do get some blast back from that thing. So Desert Eagle 50, my first big experience this week. And we've created a disaster area here. Oh man, let me get my ears back in tight. And I think what I'm going to do is, I haven't done this yet. I'm not going to say rapid fire, but I'm going to just shoot in. Maybe I'll shoot through that wooden box, but I'm going to shoot into the barrel, burn barrel, 7 rounds. Just pretend it's a grizzly. He's about to get me. All right. All right. Not bad, not bad. It doesn't hurt your hand really. Now you get some jolt. I won't tell you it doesn't kick, but it's more pleasant to shoot than a 22 long rifle. Oh, did I misspeak? Yeah. No, it's more pleasant to shoot than a 500 Smith & Wesson. Okay, because you've got the action, the gas system. And the muzzle brake maybe too, but the gas system, just being a semi-automatic, it doesn't kick. Now also maybe the round doesn't have as much energy, as the average 500 Smith & Wesson round. I don't know, I haven't compared the two that closely, but it just so you know, go pick up a 500 Magnum Smith & Wesson and then pick up one of these with comparable ammo, and this one will very likely be milder on the recoil and easier to shoot. Even though it's a big old wicked looking thing, okay? I mean, it looks aggressive.